In the name of God, who makes 1,000,000 men stronger than 100 men, and only someone who's out of touch with reality would try to distort that equation into a diversion from rational thought. My people of Idlib, we must forget about the laws and the policy of putting each other in jail and locking away our self-conscience. We must open our hand and help each other out here and get away from this dictator, Pharaoh. The security forces have no sense of the size of us. They have absolutely lost touch with reality. They are handfuls of rich men in Idlib, and we are 3 million in makeshift shelters, and badly damaged business district is our best step forward. What has compelled millions to follow bad leaders? They never follow. They simply stand by. What has compelled millions to stand by and suffer under bad leaders? The police. There's no force in the city who must be under more scrutiny about every daily action than the police, because they are held to the highest moral standards. We can never allow the doors to close, and we lose sight of the system of the justice's inner workings. Justice on behalf of the welfare of the society should not be carried out behind closed doors. The sabotage has caused danger in placing trust between us due to manipulation of our survival and the use of security forces to wage a civil war on the economic well-being of the city and the health of the individual family. The government must come to an understanding that they cannot have our husbands, our sons, the fathers and brothers must be returned to their families immediately. We have never seen the people of a country defeat their government without a logistical supply and financing of another country. This leads to the understanding that only a government can defeat a government. Weapons are needed for these activities. The civil society has no power to overthrow a government because they cannot develop or access weapon systems that a government can. It must be made clear that the government has the exclusive privilege of possessing arsenals of advanced weapons. There's no line of defense for a country of people whose government attacks them. The country is defenseless when his government is the attacker. We must make a realistic assessment about the capacity of the people to wage war on a government. It's not possible, though we have been apportioned such accusations. A super weapon can only be possessed by a government. A super weapon is designed to destroy a city. A city is made of people. It is clear the government possesses weapons specifically designed to destroy entire cities. Men feel powerful when they feel they can solve their problems via the destruction of a city. What kind of man is this that he is superior to a city of people? On what terms are cities of people extinguishable for political aims? It's clear that the target of every super weapon is explicitly aimed at the destruction of the fabric of society. Let's pull the curtains open. Super weapons are intended for genocide. A super weapon can have no function other than to break mountains or to break apart cities. A super weapon must be known clearly as a city killer. Israel has tested super weapons in the past 60 days at 2 locations, killing 1,000 people. Obviously, the 1,000 people were not wearing camouflage or carrying weapons when they were killed. This happened at the Al Ali Arabi Hospital and the Jabalia refugee camp. They tested smart bombs to detonate before impact or after impact. Furthermore, Israel is following a strategic plan, which is the continuation of the past world wars over the trade of gas and oil, and additionally, the world trade over diamonds needed for laser technology. And diamonds are essential for all laser weapons. Exactly as it's shown in the Star Wars lightsaber technology, the special diamond is how the weapons tunnel the laser beam onto a focal point. The diamonds staring into the sky, which are the affixed sparkling eyes of laser cannons. The lasers require a massive amount of fuel, which is a halogen material. All halogen raw materials come from rocks, hundreds of feet deep underground. They've been using the rocks we need for the solar panels to make laser weapons of mass destruction. Instead, they've been burning up our diamonds and halogens in massive amounts in these weather machines. These are tons and tons of natural resources that are needed to fill these weapons chambers. These governments mean business when they use these super weapons. The governments are in a power struggle to control the economic power of the people of this world via the consolidation of resources, placing security forces around things of common use. The very ancient tactic of cutting supplies to the city has been disguised as securing the borders by the force of execution of unarmed civilians. This is blasphemy against humanity to kill people crossing the borders. And the war with Al-Qaeda is finished. We want you to release the prisoners of war. And the war with the Islamic State is finished. And you must release the prisoners of war. The government is playing a dangerous game with his country. When you take a spaceship beyond orbit, you go into an environment that is not designed for us to survive it. The government who trades national resources and pockets the profits is an enemy of the people because he threatens the legitimacy of his representation as a government. The economy of the people is an existential threat to a group of businessmen who buy up countries. We have a pack of international businessmen naming themselves presidents and kings. These businessmen are not fit to control the governments which they are controlling and unleashing armies on the people with. This is the direction of a civil war and a seditious conspiracy of monopolies to take over the governing bodies of our social world order. They are a menace to world peace and the safety, and naturally they are enemies of humanity. The only war that a president has ever waged is an economic war. The war is always used to destroy the economy of the people and to transfer all the wealth of the nation into weapons sales. The governments have the supreme interest in stockpiling weapons and buying weapons. The war economy is designed to 100% transfer the country's money from the pockets of our family to the arsenals of the government. At the end of the war, our homes and our businesses are damaged, and the shipping of goods to our businesses will be stopped at the borders of the country. At the end of the war, the government will have used trillions upon trillions of dollars to buy super weapons, and they will have designed new super weapons and new weapons to kill us all. The super weapon is the only device that the government has to protect the flow of his money from the international trade of resources. The world wars are the wars of the governments. Wars have nothing to do with ideology. The ideology is not the problem. Why are the civilians being displaced from their homes into tents so that they cannot have a business and they feel tired every day? If I'm a farmer, I will kill with my garden tool. If I am a driver, I will kill with my car. If I am a doctor, I will kill with medicine. If I'm a policeman, I will kill and say it was self-defense from another man with a gun. If I am a judge, I would use the justice system to kill a man. And if I am a soldier, I will use the army. If I am a president who kills, I will order war. War is made for presidents and armies. When the missiles land in the city, it's a message about the sender. An unguided missile hit many places in the city center of Idlib tonight, including phone shops and different shops in the market and just people walking by and driving by. The phone shop and these other businesses that were targeted on Main Street, they have special property that is essential for the city, such as the phone shop. The cell phones, they're essential communication for the civil society. Those are the public's communication equipments. They are lifelines. They're for our economic organization and for the organizations for our families. With no phone, we can't call in orders for our businesses, and we can't call our families. This unguided missile has found its way onto something very important. We are well aware the government are testing secret weapons all over Gaza in the past few months. And we have seen the emergence of drone sieges, which is when a group of drones carrying payloads are set into a coordinated attack formation, such as what Yemen has been doing to get into Israel or Ukraine has done over Russia. We have seen the emergence of sniper drones. There are sniper drones targeting the hospitals outside of Gaza. So the Israeli government is not asking Israelis to be snipers on the people of Gaza. They are using remote control drones. These are undeclared weapons capabilities, and they are being tested on civilians, not on armies. As you will know, each of these new super technology weapons, they are being used on residents and small businesses and hospitals. The secret technology have not appeared on military targets. They are directly targeting economic infrastructure. All parts of the war are orchestrated for the destruction of the individual economic power of the people, of the man, and of the father, and of the family, to impoverish and endanger the family home and the economic life of the city, to silence the people if they ask for the siege to be lifted. It's not important if the missile is a secret technology or not, or if it's an unguided missile or not. What's important is to put these attackers on their back foot. The government is attacking the people. The government is a small ship, armed to the teeth, and traveling on an ocean of humanity. The government is a space shuttle that has just reached outer space, and we the people are the vacuum of outer space. If the government tried to brave the elements of us, he could not survive. We are 200 degrees in the sunlight and negative 200 degrees in the shade. The government cannot weather us without a pressurized suit and a tank for breathing air. We the people are the endless horizons of the solar system, from which emerge deadly solar cosmic radiation. A government could not withstand the direct impact of the radiation of the people's energy against him for more than a minute before it would paralyze his capacity to survive. We are the ocean basin that the government is grazing the surface of. We are the pressure of 40,000 leagues under the sea, and the government will be crushed to death if he falls into our grip. We are the oceans and seas of people supporting the mobility of mankind, and our power is effortless and massive. We are an effortless mass of power. We are the people. We are the reason why governments needed super weapons. Water is more powerful than fire. Phosphorus munitions, they must be submerged in water to stop the chemical reaction of the phosphate with the oxygen. May God redirect all of the water from the tunnels in Gaza to the nuclear mines in Tadmor, Palmyra, and drown the capacity for nuclear weapons or nuclear missiles and nuclear weapons to be forged. Allahu Akbar. Your loving daughter, Catherine L. Wan, written December 30th of 2023.